I'm Rachel Jones for Kalkine Media. Welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. In this edition, I'll be shining a light on trading game. The best way to do that is to sit down with founder Chris Tate. Hello, Chris. How are you today?
I'm good. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Great to have a chat with you today. Now, firstly, Chris, we'd love to hear more about what trading game is.
I think if we were to put it in a nutshell, simple sentence, the role of trading game is to return control to investors and traders. We run a trading and investing mentor program that's been running for 23 years now. And if it's one thing the pandemic has shown us is that people don't have as much control over their lives as they thought. And I'm not talking about the global macro things like a pandemic. I'm talking about whether the business they work for will still be in existence at the end of the week. I'm talking about whether they'll have a job. So we aim to try and return control to the individual with regard to their own financial well-being.
And you've also written books on trading. Where did the inspiration for this come from?
I would like to say that it came as a flash of inspiration. It didn't really. My first book came about as a result of a simple tap on the shoulder from a publisher I knew whilst I was happily ensconced in a dealing desk at the Bank of Singapore, who'd seen some of my lectures on derivatives trading and said, "There's no derivatives books in Australia. Would you like to write one?" I thought, well, I've got nothing else to do for the next month. I might as well.
And what is your advice about the ongoing volatility in the global stock market? Why are we seeing this volatility right now?
I think it's one of these things where we have to be a little bit careful about what we mean by volatility. Volatility is simply how far, how quickly have prices moved. We look at that over various timeframes and compare it to other timeframes, and we make a judgment as to whether markets are more or less volatile. One of the problems we have, though, is that people immediately assume that because the market has gone down, it's more volatile. The current volatility in both our market and the US is around about its average, both short-term, medium-term and long-term volatility. The market is actually quite stable despite the fact that it's going down in the US and we're drifting down. The perception of volatility, though, I think comes about because people are being buffeted by news such as inflation, interest rates, cost of living, and all those things. They tend to build this narrative that very, very much unsettles people. And that unsettling means that they can't take a step back. They can't actually look at the market and go, well, it isn't actually that volatile. It is simply going through one of those periods where instead of trending up, it's trending down.
And with that, what do you expect to see in the future for trading game?
For us, we will simply continue to run our mentoring program. The program itself is designed to function across every market, every time frame, every instrument. So our people are not really fazed by this, simply because they have the ability, they've learned how to short markets, they've learned how to trade FX, they've learned how to trade commodities. So these periods, if anything, present opportunity. And whenever a market moves, it presents opportunity. It's just actually realising what that opportunity is.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time there, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And that was Chris Tate from Trading Game. If you missed any part of that chat, you can catch the full interview on our YouTube channel, Kalkine Media. So make sure to subscribe. I'm Rachel, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.